That's good. Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome to my gardening and friends live stream. Yeah, I have a big pot for repotting. We will repot a little today. I changed the whole setup again. Check it out. This is kind of nice. I wanted to have something in the background, something nice, you know. So I brought the desk out, and I have a chair because of my muscle problems that I have, so I can sit from time to time. Yeah. Hey, good morning, Per. Great to see you. Hope everything's okay. Good morning. I've brought the desk out of the greenhouse. Hey, good morning, everyone. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, look at it. I brought out. Let me turn it around, okay? So I can lead you around. So I can show you around. So yeah, I moved this desk out of the greenhouse. For one, it was too hot in the greenhouse all the time. So yeah, and I also felt like it might be nice to have something to work on when we're doing stuff. I have this one, and this is a good example of a graft where the grafting stock has popped, and since the grafting stock has popped, it prioritized its own growth. This had been growing like crazy, and the moment this thing had popped, it stopped. So we are taking that down today. That is one of the things that I want to do. Also, we will check out some of these here. There are a few chilies that should be overripe. I think we're taking this one down for the seeds. Repotting. This one will be repotted. This is a nice hybrid by Hartmut Kellner. Interesting plant, and I think it's the only seedling that I have from this cross. Yeah, and this is the pot. I brought another bag of soil. I also brought this for a bigger plant. Maybe something like this in the next days. But I didn't want to do it today. There was a little spider that lived on it. You know how I am when it's about that kind of stuff. This one here had dropped the flower bud. And the same happened last year. So I consider to repot it. This will go into a different soil too. Ideally coconut fiber. I have heard that there will be a new delivery of coconut fiber later today. And then we can repot in that again. This is one of the first plants that I want to repot. Soil has too much of lava in it. Lava is just I don't like lava. In my soil, I will never put lava again. Maybe if it's already in, you know, when you buy a pre-mixed soil, pre-mixed mineral kind of cactus medium, then sometimes it has like 10 or 20%, but it shouldn't be more. It's just too sharp as a mineral. Like the structure of the minerals is so sharp, it's not good for the roots. This one is flowering again, and I consider to sort it out. The plant was the flower was a little weak last year. Okay, yeah, just wanted to show you around. Wait, I want to show you the flower buds in the other greenhouse. We are getting somewhere. This is happening very soon. Oh, I almost missed it. Look at this. This Teleflora. Yeah, so we have Teleflora in the live stream today. Will be good. I will collect pollen from it later. We will pollinate it with the pollen from yesterday. I'm not sure where I put it, but I tried to find it. Look at this guy. I think he's heard that we are out. And now he's feeling the hunger. But yeah, this is a hybrid between Zerensea telegona and Echinopsis irisi grandiflora. Big flower, pinkish. You can really see that Echinopsis. I think the Echinopsis had a white flower and this kind of color in the sepals. Funny how that kind of is passed down eventually. Like the color from the sepals seeped into the petals too in the next generation. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, this one here is flowering. And this is a plant that has really big flowers. Maybe I can move something today, so this one can be pollinated a little easier, or collected pollen. I would really like to use this one as a father because of the large flower that it has. Yeah, this one has a middle-sized flower. This one here has a really beautiful one. I'm not sure, is this still alive? No, this is gone. This was when it was so hot. Some of them dried up completely. This one here is opening soon. This here is happening. Yeah, but we will see when they are open. But this is pretty nice. We will spend a large time here of the live stream just dealing with this one. And I will try. In the meantime, I have to find the pollen. I don't know where it is. I had it in a bag. I moved it in the house with me. It's possible that I put it in the freezer. At least that's what I hope. If I didn't put it in the freezer, then I need to find it, because that pollen that we collected yesterday is perfectly suited for pollinating this flower. The pollen yesterday, like the flower yesterday, also had a long flower tube. That's the kind of stuff that I really like for this flower. Yeah, I think I need to go inside and get it. So I will put the camera on the tripod and just let it here. And when I come back, we are pollinating that one flower. And later we are working here, repotting a little bit on the desk. Just having a nice little gardening morning. Okay. So let me turn this around here. Okay. I will be back with pollen, hopefully. And then we will pollinate Teleflora. In the meantime, enjoy the chili. This one's really nice. This one has really beautiful kind of reddish fruit. I'm really happy about that one. So give me a second, okay? I will try to find the pollen. I hope I didn't lose it. If I lost it, then I would blame myself. Okay, I'm back with pollen. I have brought pollen for pollination. Hey guys. Took me a little longer, I apologize, but I have pollen here for pollination, and I will take the tripod to the flower that we will be pollinating. So let's go into the greenhouse, okay? So let's go in here so I can deal with this nice flower over there. Okay. So I want to collect pollen from it. This is Teleflora. I will show you the flower again a little bit close by. Let's see. So here it is. Teleflora. I have a wasp nest in the greenhouse. Definitely, they are always there every year. They are paper wasps, and they are not really dangerous. Like in my case, they are pretty benign. I've been collecting pollen below the nest, and they haven't really. They didn't mind, you know. So yeah, this is the plant. We'll be collecting pollen for later for our pollinations and all. And yeah, so just wanted to turn the camera like this, and I will get little pollen bag so I can brush it in. I have a brush for later. I have pollen in my pocket, and we will pollinate it with the pollen that we collected yesterday, and that was Winteriana and Echinopsis subdenudata. Could be great. Could really be great. So let's see. Okay. Yeah, we can collect pollen. Maybe 2 bags. 2 bags of pollen will be good. Let me see if I can fix the brightness here. Yeah, this is better. Okay. Yeah, I will just brush the pollen into my bag. I really want to have a fair amount that we can use to pollinate the columnar cacti that will be flowering here next. They are just in the middle of opening up, like of preparing to open up, like still a little early, can't pollinate them yet, but yeah, the pollen will stay fresh until then. So, okay. I also had a hornet's nest on the house, like at the roof of the house, and something took it apart at night. I suspect it was one of those martins that live everywhere here. The whole hornet's nest came down overnight. I'm not sure what did it. Haven't heard anything, haven't seen anything. But I think these martins, they can climb the house like straight up. They're pretty good. So, yeah, Teleflora, a hybrid by a German breeder called Robert Gräser, one of the original hybrid breeders and the creator of Gräsers Schönste, like that ruffled hybrid, ruffled Candicans hybrid. The parentage is, I mean, it's hard to verify this, you know, if you don't look into the genetic code. But I hope that they will one day do that, you know. Just have a look at the genetic code of Gräsers Schönste, because it's supposed to be a hybrid between Aporocactus flagelliformis and Zoerensia candicans. So, yeah, would be interesting to see if that Aporocactus really played a role. The Gräser hybrids, they are pretty big. I have one here. Check it out. So this one here, this is one of those Gräser hybrids, and the parentage that was given was Aporocactus flagelliformis crossed with candicans. And yeah, I mean, if you look at the body, candicans is definitely dominant. But even for candicans, this is an unusual kind of body. Even if you compare classic candicans, the flower is weird. So yeah, would be interesting. Oh, come on. I want to put it like this. Exactly. The tripod that I have here, this is a pretty good one. You can really adjust it the way you want it. But this is a little heavy. The other one that I use for the time-lapse videos is better. I would love to use that one here. But yeah, I also need a light tripod when I'm doing the time-lapse. So check out what we have collected so far. Just a little bit of pollen. But it will be enough for pollination, I think. There's also more pollen like behind there. I just try not to mess up the flower too much because I want to film it. After I'm done with the live stream, I will film this. I constantly have little insects, little tiny spiders that are crawling on me because I'm in the middle of the greenhouse, you know, they're everywhere here. Earlier today, I moved plants into the house for the new time-lapse video, and I constantly had to bring some insects out, like these little spiders, like these daddy long leg spiders. I've had 4 or 5 that were on the plants that I brought into the house. I hope that I got them all out. I just want to make sure they are not locked up inside the house. They can't open doors or stuff like that, you know? So if you have an insect in the house and it can't get out, then it's usually a bad situation. When I'm doing time-lapse, I try not to have any insects on them. Does it have a smell? Barely. Maybe when you are sticking your nose into it, like really up front, but apart from that, I can't really pick something up. This is a relatively neutral flower. I only have a few that have a scent. It's not so many that even have that trait. Arboricola, like Sörensia arboricola has it. And this species, like Telegona, they have pretty nicely scented flowers too. It's just that in this cross, it doesn't seem to have come through. I'm not sure. Maybe if you had it in the house, maybe you could pick up better with that kind of stuff, you know? Nothing. Not picking up anything. Yeah, okay. This is pretty good. The other flower buds, it looked a little bit dry, but I believe it's still developing. From time to time, when they get dry, you know, when they get drought, they are basically dropping flower buds where they feel like they might not be able to grow them. Yeah, but in this case, I think it's okay. The soil looks wet. I have watered the soil. Okay. Yeah, we will repot a few plants in the next days. Here's some stuff that I want to repot. For one, I have some hybrids from misplant, also involving Telegona here, this species that's also involved in this. I like that species. That's why we're repotting these here on the side. I will take these out with me, and then we will repot them later. So I guess it's time to pollinate. I just want to write something on the bag so I don't forget. And then we are pollinating it with the pollen from yesterday. Lobivia winteriana and Echinopsis subdenudata hybrid. Had a longer flower tube. That's why I'm using it. I'm trying to bring in similar, like pollen from a plant that has a similar flower structure. That can greatly increase your chances of success. So, Teleflora, and we will use that as father in quite a few. At least 5 or 6 different crosses we will try with this. Yeah, okay. Need a different brush. This one's not good. Okay. So I will pollinate the stigma here, and I will try to just pollinate that. So the cross is Teleflora and Lobivia winteriana Echinopsis subdenudata hybrid. Flower structure is very similar. This could be good. We could be cooking here. Yeah, and I will leave it now. Later we will do a little bit more with it. I want to record a video just to show it again. Will be good to have an open Teleflora to actually discuss the similarity with Brevispinulosus, you know, which has a different flower color. Brevispinulosus has a white flower, not this kind, or maybe not even white, you know, but a little bit whitish towards beige. It's a really unique kind of color. In my opinion, it's coming from Telegonus. Okay. Oh, look at it. They're hunting again. It's a buzzard, I think. Either buzzard or something similar, of similar size. I really like them. Okay, so let's put this thing back here, and then we will repot a little. Turning it around here. Okay. So here's the gardening desk. I want to repot a little. And before we do that, let's do this here. This is a plant that I had grafted. And the base is growing healthily. The base is actually great, has been producing many different pups, but since the grafting stock has popped, this thing here has stopped kind of growing because this is taking away all the nutrients. Very often when you have a graft and the grafting stock starts popping, then that kind of means that the stock will suddenly put the energy into itself, you know? They usually have priority, and you have to, if you want to avoid that, you have to make sure that they have no other way than to put the energy into the grafted scion here. So we are taking this off now. Give me a second, okay? I can either cut it off, but it's a little thick. I think I would cut it off with the hedge trimmer. That has been going pretty well with the bigger one too. Okay. So, okay, I will clean it up. Want to have a relatively clean wound here. And now this thing has no other way than to put the energy into the scion again. It was a little bit rough here. but I removed everything that could become infected. Cleaning up a little bit with the oxalis. I don't want to have so much oxalis in the pot. Oxalis basically just a little weed that is incredibly hard to get rid of. A little bit like clover in a way, but not really. It's a lot more invasive. Yeah, so I'm cleaning this up from the pot, and then we will keep that outside. It's so hot this week that I think the wound will just heal, will just callus, despite the fact that we have that it's out, basically exposed to the elements. When you have a fresh cut on a grafting stock, you have to be careful that the grafting stock can callus, that wound that you created there can callus. But yeah, I believe this is going to be good. There's not much that is open here, and I'm sure during a hot day this will be over very soon. This can be grafted separately, or you can root it separately, whatever you want to do. Yeah, just needs to callus now. Bottom side here, this needs to callus over, and then you can root it separately. I would expose this to sunlight for a good month maybe, and then very often you can start giving it a little water from time to time. So okay, let's see what we do. This is for repotting. Wanted to put this one in here. Want to water the soil a little bit. So I'll put some gloves on, and then I will get rid of that that lava soil that I had used there. This was a soil that I never used again because it was so bad. And in this case, yeah, we need to get rid of it. It's still in quite a few pots from earlier. I last used that soil maybe 3 years ago, but it's still in use. So yeah, I'm just getting rid of it, cleaning the lava from the roots here. Since then, I have completely gone away from using lava as a medium. I wouldn't even want to have it in the garden, you know, like there are people that use it to build these stone gardens, but they are so dry, they are so unhealthy that it's just a waste of space. It's like you are intentionally building a moon landscape there, or maybe from Mars, you know. It's such a dry and sharp mineral that nothing really thrives on it. And that's why I would never use that. I would never use lava for the garden. Only if I really want to keep the life away. And I find that isn't a good kind of way in general, you know. I think we need to have more life in our gardens again. So yeah, this is relatively clean now. Check it out. Hybrid by Hartmut Kellner. And really small. This is going to have a freaky flower. I have already seen one flower from this cross that was posted by Michelle Kiln. It's a really cool hybrid. So yeah, I need to get it in a bigger pot. So let me see what we do here. Yeah, let's use this and just for the lack of a better alternative. I still haven't gotten the new pots. In fact, I still forgot to order them yesterday. But it will happen in the next days. So I have this here, a little bit of sowing soil that we will use for this. In the future, I will use coconut fiber, but coconut fiber isn't here yet, the new one that I ordered. So we are working with classic sowing soil. And that can be used for cacti too. But you have to be a little careful. You have to make sure that when it's raining all the time in summer, the soil can't stay wet for 2 months or so. You have to really, if you're using a rather organic soil, like what we are doing now, you have to make sure that when it's really raining, that the cacti have chance to dry up in between, because that can become a bad medium if it stays wet all the time. And that's true for most other mediums too. It's just in this case, it's a little bit harder on the roots than actual pumice. Pumice is a great mineral for cacti, also for other plants. If you want to experiment around, if you can get pumice with the right pH level, it should be a really good medium for stuff like liquid, like, you know, like when you're growing them in hydro. It's basically a nutrient medium that will take up a lot of water, that can store nutrients. It's really good. I like pumice. I like it a lot more than lava. So in this case, by the way, I have, check it out. This is washed pumice that I used to root little seedlings and that kind of stuff. It is very dry, but it still has the ability to store water. And lava doesn't do that so good. Like it tries, but it fails. Okay. Yeah, so this one here, I really wanna see in the sun. This is going to be a super cool plant. This is a Brigesi hybrid, I think, but with a cool color hybrid, with a flower hybrid. A breeder Hartmut Kellner, one of the original kind of breeders from the Liske generation and all. Breeder of Wörlitz. Okay, here's the label. The cross number is KE 2016-31, and this is I'm not sure which seedling I got this one. I grew some from seeds that failed, and I got this from a friend. So I'm not sure if it has another number afterwards. But yeah, we are growing this one out. I want to see the flower. Michelle Killen posted a plant from this cross, and it had a totally weird kind of obscure flower, like mutated flower. So this will come into full sun. Okay. Then I wanted to show you the hybrids that I've just seen in the greenhouse. I will bring these here, and then we are getting them out of that pot. We need to single them out because they look superb. Let me bring them, okay? Okay. So let me discuss these. This is a hybrid by Misplant, I believe. I want to see the label. Betsy crossed with Betsy Boom, and I really like this one. I mean, we definitely have at least two different phenotypes. Like, check out the one on the left here, or the one in the front and on the left, and the one behind. This is a little bit different. So I wanna separate these. I wanna get this out of the pot. Oh, I'm sorry. Here's another spider. Here's another daddy long leg spider. Come on, I will help you. I help you to get back into nature. Come on. Don't fear. Okay. So many living things in the plants that I have here. And I really don't want to hurt them. When I'm moving plants around and there's life in it, I really stop. So, okay, let's try this. I will try to cut it out of the pot. I hate this. I hate when I have to do this. Come on. So I want to water a little bit. Get everything nice and wet. That helps to get it out of the pot. That helps to get rid of any kind of dust that might be on it. Yeah, I think I have to cut it up here. Cut it open. Don't think we can save that part, but it doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah, we lost that part here, but it's okay. Will give us a new chance to grow something. Let me water it again. I hate it. I hate it, hate it, hate it. The repotting part, I hate it. I'm not sure some people enjoy repotting. I don't. I clearly don't. Okay. So, but this is kind of nice. Variegation here. We are giving that its own pot. And I'm sure it will love it. Just gotta see what we can use for it. I would love to use maybe something like this in regards to the size, but these are all gone. Gotta order new ones. I can use this one here. This is one like something like this. And this will only be good for 2 years or so. But we will do that. At least then I have this one out of the in a new pot, in a separate pot. It doesn't matter what it is. It's just about repotting, giving it space, giving it new soil. I don't really care if it's a big pot. If I could choose, I would give it a bigger one now. Like bigger than this, maybe thrice as big. So I need to get new pots. I really need them. I hate to buy pots because they cost money. Like every time I'm buying pots, it costs $100 or so. And then it lasts us for months maybe. So I hope in the future that will work. But this is the kind of plant that I want to give priority in the future. These Telegonus hybrids, in this case, Betsy crossed with Betty Boom. And in my opinion, Betty Boom came through quite a lot. At least in 2/3 of the seedlings. Hey, good morning, Remo. Greetings to you. Thank you for being here. Just gardening a little here. Gardening and friends, you know? I have given the live stream that title recently. And I like it. So yeah. So this is nice. Betsy crossed with Betty Boom. And the interesting thing is, this is one of the seedlings that comes after Betty Boom. And this one here looks a little bit more like Betsy. So that is awesome. Like having that kind of a variation from seeds. That is what I love. When you're growing 10 seedlings and none of them look the same. That is awesome. So yeah, this goes into the sun, okay? I will move that over there and hope that it rains a little. Okay. Let me see. I have the cable here for the smartphone. Maybe it helps a little with the quality. Just in case. Setting this up a little higher here. Last time we felt like when the thing is when it's charging, it has a higher quality. At least that's what we felt like. Okay. So next one. Yeah, this one here. Oh no. Gotta get it out. I lost one seedling and I'm unhappy about it, but you can never get them all. Like, I mean, sometimes you can clearly get them all, but in order to do that, you need to be on the top of your game. You can't really forget to report at any time. You need to really constantly, when they are running out of space, you need to give it. In this case, it didn't happen fast enough. Okay. So yeah, this one here, not really a big rootstock. It will be enough to put it in one of these here. At least for now. At least until maybe next year. Okay. Yeah, oh, by the way, this happened just recently. This had been attacked by a slug or a snail. So this needs to be moved somewhere else. Somewhere where the slugs don't get to it. I will move that on the shelf in the greenhouse, in a different greenhouse, to keep it safe. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. Just reporting a little here. These are hybrids by Misplant from a cross between a hybrid called Betty and a plant called Betsy Boom. Right, it's Betsy Boom, not Betty Boom, or is it Betty Boom? I'm not up to date. I just know it's the name of one of these cartoon figures. But yeah, hybrid by Misplant. And in order to let that heal, the plant needs to be moved away into safety. Something had started to eat it, and when something begins eating, they often come back, you know? So this needs to be somewhere else now. Okay. This will go into the greenhouse on the shelf. Pretty high up that nothing can... Like, you can't always keep the mice from getting up, for example, but it helps to put them up. It's a little deterrent. So, okay. Now I have that big one, but I don't really know if I have a suitable pot for that. Let's see. I will get rid of the soil, the old soil here. I really want to give the plant a chance to grow again, to have a new beginning and all. So this is the one, and this one really looks more like Betsy. Yeah. I mean, I have a big... I could put it in this one here. Like I have this paper, not paper, something like cotton, some sort of a fabric pot that I have here. This one here we could use maybe for it, but it's a little small for that kind of a size. I think we're using this one here. Yeah, this is okay. This is okay. I will order new pots in the next days. I need to order new pots. New coconut fiber is already ordered. Yeah. And I will order maybe 10 big ones and 10 smaller ones, and that will be enough for a month maybe. I could also buy twice as many, but I don't want to spend too much. It's always pretty close in the end of the month with the money. So yeah, I think I will buy 10 for now, and I hope that will be enough for a while. So yeah, Betsy crossed with Betty Boom. And it's definitely possible that that one just has a white flower, because if we're talking about hybridization, the other seedlings from that cross looked a little different. They looked a little bit more like they actually have an influence of the father. In this case, I would guess this is mostly the mother. Yeah, and it's interesting to have that diverse group of seedlings. So you have definitely at least 2 types of seedlings from one fruit. You could even have, like in one flower, when you are pollinating the flower, you could even have 3 different types of parents in one fruit. If you pollinate with 3 different types of pollen, sometimes you can have different types of seeds in the flower, in the fruit eventually. But it doesn't have to be that. Very often it's just a natural variability that you have when growing from seeds. You just get a very interesting range when growing from seeds. And in my opinion, like I always say, it's something like evolution in practice, because when you're growing from seeds, you're already seeing that it starts going into different ways, like evolution functions. You know, you have 10 different seedlings that all have slight differences, you know, and the ones that are most successful will eventually make it. Okay, good. Same here. This one can stay out, I believe. I want to write a label Otherwise, I forget it again. But yeah, this will stay out, full sun. It can take that. So, misplant, Betty Boom. Yeah, I think it's Betty Boom. Okay. Yeah, and this goes into the sun. Later we are watering it. Just got to be careful that this doesn't come out the pot in one. So I got to move it, like lean it against something. It's an interesting kind of body. I like it. Yeah, okay. So then I wanted to do something with this graft here that I've seen something that I don't like. But first, let me clean up a little here. I want to get rid of this. So the medium will go into the trash later. Put this in the pot. Okay, let's clean a little. And then I want to do a little cutting here because I have a plant where I would love to clean up the ribs. And this plant had basically, this is a plant where the grafting stock keeps popping. And the popping leads to the grafted plant not getting enough energy. Hey, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. Yeah, it's really interesting these days. Have a lot of cool plants around. Always interesting. I like it. And it's never the same, you know? Like the live stream's always a little different. I enjoy that. Okay, so I wanted to show you this. This is a graft that I did last year. A hybrid by Jürgen Theisinger called Drachenstein. I don't know how it looks like, but I want to keep the grafting stock from popping like this. So we will scar the ribs downward to stop the grafting stock from continuously popping. And you can do that. You can just scar the tissue, but the plant can't pop so easily from scar tissue, and we will be causing that. So let me get a tool, a little paper towel and disinfectant, and then we're cleaning this a little up, that the grafting stock has no other way than to put the energy into the grafted plant that we have here. So little disinfectant here. Gotta find the tools that I lost yesterday in the garden somewhere. Let's see. Where is it? I had my little grafting thing here somewhere yesterday. I don't know. Someone stole my tool. Give me a second. I probably lost it. I know where it is. I just remembered where it is. I think it's in the greenhouse. So, found the kitchen paper. Okay, let's do this. All right, I want to first disinfect to make sure I'm not contaminating with something. Just a little disinfectant here to always clean after I'm cutting. And I'm just taking off the ribs, like the areoles on the ribs like this, you see? And this will keep the plant from popping. This kind of scar tissue, this is not looking nice, you know? You're not, if you like a natural looking cactus, this is not for you. But if you really want to graft, and you are grafting on a plant that keeps popping, that keeps kind of putting energy into the wrong part, then you can force it like this, you know? You can really scar that thing everywhere. Eventually, the plant will have no other option than to put the energy into this here. Okay. So if you really want to do it, you could also remove this stuff in between here. But then you're really reducing the mass of the grafting stock too much, in my opinion. I like when it's like this. This will not keep the plant from popping completely, but it will stop like 9 out of 10, you know, that it might throw. You can still get some the further down. If you haven't scarred all the way down, then they will pop from the bottom parts here. Probably a remnant of Echinopsis. But yeah, if you have taken care of that, then the grafting stock should prioritize the cyan in the future. I wanted to do that. We will put that thing somewhere where it's dry, because we now opened up quite a lot of little wounds here. This needs to callus in the sun. And when the wound is calloused, it can later then take a little rain from time to time. But this is something that I would really try to keep dry. Okay. So I wanted to show you some of our grafts that we did recently. Here's one, and here's one. And they look pretty okay. I like them. So let me show you what's going on. So this one had been grafted pretty firmly. They kind of overlapped in regards to the diameter. We could fix the ribs. Like in this case, I cleaned up the ribs. Check out. This is where you remove all the ribs all around to keep that grafting stock from popping again and pushing the cyan off. Yeah, but so far they look like it took. They don't look like perfect. Some of them look a little dehydrated, so I want to water them now. I will try to start watering them, and I will try to do it in a way that I do not get too much water into the wound. So I am trying to water them from the bottom, okay? So let me get a little plastic thing here, something like this. This is great for bottom watering. Okay, and there's another one that I also grafted recently. So this is the bottom part, and it looks like it took. If it will survive depends on if we give it water or not. Grafting stocks need water all the time. Yeah, so let's give it. I will fill that thing with water a little bit, and then I will wait. I hope that the plants will take the water in over the next maybe 10 minutes. Then I will fill up a little bit more. Yeah, and hope eventually they will be nicely hydrated, because that increases the likelihood of success dramatically. So then I wanted to have a look here. This is one of the best plants that I have right now, and I'm not sure what to do with it. I consider taking these down now, but if you take too many of the pups, then you will kind of weaken the plant. This is already pretty borderline, you know, because eventually, like, this is one of the plants that started popping where the grafting stock popped, basically took away nutrients from the graft, and now we have to decide what we do. We could take down the big ones here, could just leave the smaller ones and let the smaller ones get big again, and I think we will do that. There's still a lot of smaller ones on this thing, so I believe that what will happen if we take the big ones off, I think the plant will make it. I think the plant will continue like earlier, just putting more energy into these instead. And in the meantime, we can root the two that we will be taking off now. So let me see. Always disinfecting, you know. Ideally, you work with totally different tools. And if that's not possible, disinfection every time. Okay. Yeah, so I will try to pull this a little deeper so I see where it's connected. I think it's here. Oh, I kind of cut into the stock, but just a little bit. This has a mealybug problem here. Good that we took it off. When you're taking something off, you're also taking away the chance for mealybugs to kind of infest. You know, they often form these colonies behind the pups. So getting there, having a clean plant where you can see them, where they don't have all these big crevices where they can hide if they are there. Yeah, I think we will spray them here. Maybe with a little bit of neem oil, maybe with a little bit of disinfectant. They don't like that either. Okay, and this one will come down too. This is, I mean, I know how to touch them without getting hurt, but it still happens from time to time. Just when you're so used to handling spiny things, you're kind of getting used to it. But there are situations when I do not touch the plant at all. That's why I have this here. This can really help you handling the cactus. But yeah, in this case, I just need to be like, I need to have feeling when I'm cutting. I need to know where the connection is and all that. Otherwise, I'm causing damage like I did here with the other one. So yeah, I'm pulling it down a little bit, and then I'm trying to get in between, just trying to remove the connection where it's... Okay, good. Good. Cleaning up now. This plant will now get back into the greenhouse. Also, this one needs to also be disinfected because of the mealybug. I think we really need to spray that plant here. We are spraying it with a neem oil kind of thing. Neem oil. Gotta be careful that the plant doesn't burn afterwards. You could also, like in the past, I have sprayed my plants sometimes with 70% alcohol. Mealybug definitely do not like that. But it also has risk, you know. You can also sometimes cause injury. Sometimes the plants are burning from alcohol, like 70%. Like I said, if the sun is burning on them while you're using it, it can be very bad. So yeah, I will clean them up now. I definitely want to get rid of any kind of mealybug that I see there. I'm giving them a fresh start. At least giving them a chance at a fresh start. Getting rid of everything that I see there. And later they will get a little neem oil. And I will keep them inside in that time, during that time. Okay, so then I wanted to do something in the greenhouse. I wanted to put a few hooks for Hilde Winterer up into the greenhouse. So yeah, over there you can already see one, I think, that you can use these to attach the hanging basket cacti that I have. And I want to put up a few more. So I brought my little bag here that has a few different ones. Yeah, I will try to attach some of them in the greenhouse. Then we can overwinter them inside. So the good thing about this greenhouse is you can really you can attach hooks to everything. You just need the right screws and all. And I believe I lost the one screw that I had here. Let me see if it's on the desk. At one point I had it. Yeah, let's get another one. I need to find the screw. They have a screw that you can just put in there. That I don't know how they are called in English. In German, I think they're called selbstdrehende Schrauben. They're kind of screwing themselves into any kind of channel that you have there. Okay, let's see. Okay. Yeah, I want to put up a few. They can be useful. We have used them here when I took down that side pop on this plant. When I took that down, that's where the screw is. So yeah, let's put it in. Maybe one here, like this, maybe. Okay. Put that in. Yeah, this is nice. I like it. So this is how we will keep the Hilde Winterer in the future. I will show you how it works, okay? So here's the hook. And you can then screw that thing in here. And then you have an attachment for a hanging basket pot. That's really good. Yeah. Okay, let's try it out. I have this one here. And this is a repotted plant that I repotted just last week, I think. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not straight or anything like that, but it's okay. This is how I want to overwinter them in the future. Let me take it off now so I can show you better. So yeah, I want to put in a few more of these. This is a great system. You can just put it in here. Yeah. And then we will let these grow like hanging basket plants. They will flower nicely in these things. They usually fill up the pot. I have a few more that I just moved out now over summer because it makes it easier. You don't have to water them. Check it out. This is another one of them. They're flowering quite a lot. And I want to use them for breeding. Here we have a fruit, by the way. Kind of hard to tell if it's ripe or not. This one failed. This one failed. So all failed apart from this one here. Yeah, but these will go into these pots. Have a few more. This one here is like an emergency care. Maybe we can put them up. Okay. Maybe I find another one for these. So I have a few more of these systems here, and I wanna really make use of them. Okay, so each one needs one of these, that, and the hook. Yeah, maybe I'm putting it here. Yeah, I really like this. And you can also use it with the classic screw here with this thing. This is a different type, but it's compatible. That's really saving you a lot of work. You can just put it in here, you know, and the other type of screw you need to put in up there and lead it down. But even then it would be great. This is the difference between a good greenhouse and a bad one. Like if you have a good greenhouse, it lets like the system works flawlessly. And you can really use it in a way that where you don't have to break your, you know, where you don't have to stand at an angle to just put the greenhouse together. This had, like, I remember when I built a cheap one, and it was a difference between night and day when I built this one. So yeah. So let me I need to put the camera on the tripod to put that thing in. It doesn't work with one hand. Especially not for me. I often drop stuff. Ow! Okay. Maybe here. Only thing we gotta be careful of, I need to put silicone here that the water doesn't drop, that the water doesn't continuously rain into the pot over winter, because here's the window. And in winter that can be a point where the water comes in and drops down, rains down on the plants, and that can be really bad. I have absolutely no feeling in my hands and makes it really hard to do this kind of stuff. I've had a Lyme disease infection and it was so bad I could barely walk. And now it's getting a little better again, but it left. I still have the problems that I have from that infection, and I think it will never go away completely. But I'm living with it, you know? I just got to pick up stuff a few times. I drop stuff from time to time, but it's okay. I can live with it. Yeah, okay. Gotta water this. Gotta really water this. Otherwise, hey, good morning, Robert. I'm just putting up a few of these hooks for the Hildevinteras. They can be great in winter to overwinter the hanging basket cacti. Yeah, and I'm really happy that I got them. This is a little kit that I bought, and they were not expensive. I paid maybe $5 for one, and it's so useful. So I'm putting one here because it allows us when next time we're taking a cutting of this big one, then we can at least use the system again like last time where you can wrap something around the pup before it drops down, you know, so it doesn't fall on me. I really like that. That worked pretty well. So I will leave that one here. For one, I can put a Hildewintera there, and I can use it for this one or this one next time we're doing it. I can also move it alongside this channel here. So that makes it really good, easy to use and all. So yeah, I want to make more use of the Hildewinteras. They're really good, but I need to grow them differently. You can't grow them like a columnar cactus. You have to really put them up like this, and they will do well with it. By the way, check this out. I wanted to show you that. I had considered to do time lapse with it, but right now everything is flowering again, like at once. I have so many good ones that are flowering simultaneously that I'm not sure what to do. Oh, here, Acacia hybrid Mamacita is also flowering. Then what's this? I think this is a Wörlitz Cantor hybrid. This one probably too. This here, Gröner, I believe. Gröner, Flying Saucer in Macola. Yes, this is good. This has a good flower. Yeah, but it has a spider on it. I have promised myself if I see that there's an animal living on a plant, I will not move it into the house. I don't want to make the little insect homeless. Okay, yeah, let's put another one here, I guess, and then we're done. So yeah, this is kind of nice. This is the kind of, check it out. This allows you to put that thing in the channel in all, like at any position. The system here is pretty good. You're kind of, these are solid aluminium. Took me forever to build the greenhouse, and it was really difficult because everything's so crooked here. Hey friend, how's it going? Are you eating plants here? They are always in the greenhouse in summer. I should probably move them out, but I never really see them causing much of a damage or something like that, you know? They just want to stick around from time to time. Okay, next one. So, maybe here. I don't want to put it here because this is a connector, and if I don't want to put weight on it, might actually cause a problem. This is the kind of stuff that you can really, that really frustrates me. Like when I'm trying something that requires attention to detail, you know, like where you have to be fully focused and concentrated, and you have a nice, you're screwing in an even way. I can't do that kind of stuff. It works, but barely. I'm already losing patience with everything. Okay. All right. And over winter, we are putting these kind of hanging basket pots on them. It will take away a little bit of light. I thought about that. Yeah, and that is the price that we're paying. Like when we're hanging these in the middle of the greenhouse, it will kind of eat up a little bit of the light that the plants will not get. So what I would love to do in here, maybe put in a big kind of shelf here to get them a little higher. Like long term, everything that I will put in this greenhouse will be middle sized, like maybe like this. And yeah, and then we could put them on a desk, on a table. Maybe I can build something. Yeah, but when I have these, it would be good to lift the cacti up a little bit. Would be a little better. Okay. Yeah, I think I will put the remaining ones, I will pack aside for later. I'm not sure how many of the Hilde Winteras I will have this year. I have a few that need to be potted up in Hilde Wintera pots, like the ones that you can hang. And they cost a little more. I think I would pay like $5 for a pot with a hanger on it. Yeah, and then we will repot them all before the winter. That saves us the space where they would usually sit in the middle of the greenhouse and block 2 square meters or something like that. Like the Hilde Wintera, they have a very, they are growing prostrate on the floor often, hanging down. Really difficult plant to grow if you don't want to put it in a hanging basket pot. With Hilde Wintera, I have a split relationship. They look amazing, the flowers are great, but I hate the body, like the way they're hanging down. Takes a lot of effort to actually grow them, to keep them nice. Because if you keep them too close to the floor, they will be they will not look so good. You will see how this one will look much better in a year from now. Hey, good morning, TJ. Greetings. Welcome to the live stream. Have done quite a few different things here so far. Check out the hangers that I put up for the Hilde Winteras. So yeah, let's move this one here. Need to water the plant. Let's do that right away. That looked so dry. And I mean, when you have so many little pups on it, that explains it, yeah. The plant had maybe a few too many pups on it for its own health. Like if you look at the base. So yeah, I hope everything's okay for you. Hope the resolution is steady. Kind of deactivated all kind of options that could have triggered a lower resolution. I looked into the video, it was really bad. So this one's also a Hilde Wintera, by the way. Check it out. Gotta find a way to get this one up. Engenhahn is the name of this hybrid. Yeah, and I will also try to attach this thing somewhere, put a hanger on it, and hang it in the middle of the greenhouse. So let's see. I wanted to repot this one, but every time I had a look, there was some insect on it. Let me see if we can use it now. Oh no, that's a little spider. I apologize, little spider. We will leave you alone. So I will put this on the side here. We need to keep the grafts dry. Like the wound The wound itself needs to be dry, but it's important that they're getting water, that the plants are getting water, that the grafting stocks are getting water. And in this thing, they will pull the water over time. At least that's the plan. We will try that and see if it actually works. If they do not pull enough water, then I might actually water them from above. This comes out. This one comes out. Okay, here's something where we can put something in here. Maybe a bigger plant, but I haven't found the right size plant for this yet. Because it needs to be, we need to pot it up in the middle, like halfway. This thing is too unstable. I had another plant in it and it kept falling over. By the way, this is the new coconut soil, and yeah, it looks like it's a solid medium. This one had fallen over and it's still in the pot. That is not bad. That's a good sign. This one here is the sowing soil. I just wanted to show you that because it's already dry again. This was wet yesterday. This is a plant that, yeah, we could, like, the water quality is very good here. You could drink that right out of the tap. There are actually a lot of people do that, you know. There are people that buy bottled water, but a lot of people don't. They really put a lot of effort into cleaning, into keeping the water clean. Yeah, and I like that it is like that, you know. I mean, if you kind of have contaminations in the water, that's usually the places where they then, you know, where 20 or 30 years later they realize that there's a cluster of cancer in that area, you know. And if you have clean water, that's already a lot. That already means a lot. Like, I've seen documentaries, I think it was called Gasland, where they were fracking, and where they were fracking to a point where the groundwater was bubbling. And I found that crazy, you know, that you can treat your water like that, because water is life. Yeah, we had changed the water lines here when we moved in the 90s or something like that. Originally, everything was lead. They had a lot of lead pipes here, but yeah, we don't have that anymore. And I'm glad that my parents put a lot of effort into that. So yeah, I want to water these. I want to start potting them up here. But first, I feel like maybe we should do something here. I want to remove any kind of sign of any mealybug that there was. Very often when you have a pup, they are hiding behind it, like here. I still think I have a little bit of neem oil in the sprayer. I would see if I can use it here. Let me see. Let me put the camera here. I will put the camera on the tripod, and then I'll see if I find my water sprayer. Then we could just treat it, you know. We could just give the little pups a little dose of that neem oil, and we would have already done something for the mealybug that are there. Yeah, the copper pipes, like, I mean, copper is supposed to be great for everything that comes in contact, you know, like food safe and that kind of thing. At least that's what I heard. I'm not sure. But I heard it's definitely better than lead. So yeah, let me see if I have something to spray them. And if I have, no, you know what, we're using this. We're using the alcohol here. This is 70% alcohol. And I will use that to just clean the wound here. Just a little bit. Not much, okay? But I want to get rid of the mealybug. The mealybug that were hiding on the backside of these pups. The main plant needs to be sprayed, probably with neem oil. But right now I have removed the pups, and I will not spray it in the sun. I will not spray it when it's dehydrated. So for now, my main priority will be to get these 2 pups to a point where they are super healthy again. Check out the backside now. This has been disinfected, 70% alcohol. Yeah, and I will try to root them in a mineral medium. These will come into pumice, into nothing but pumice. And yeah, so let's get started. Oh, by the way, check this out. These are more Hilde Winterer pots. Dish soap would be okay to get rid of them, but it would probably not be enough to get rid of any eggs, you know, that you would have to constantly repeat the process, constantly wash it. A good way to do this is probably neem oil, but neem oil has its own problems, has a few risks that can happen, you know. Yeah, they had really like that. When you do it like this, if you put them in the sun, they could burn now, because this kind of disinfectant can damage the skin. They have a protection against sunlight, against UV light, and when you're disinfecting them like that, it kind of washes it off a little bit. So we can't leave that here. I'm just looking for a suitable pot where we can put them in, and then these 2 will be beside each other, just rooting in a mineral medium. So yeah, maybe in this here, I can fill this up with pumice, and then we will be rooting these 2 alongside each other in pumice. They will get a dose of either neem oil or the disinfectant that I just used. They will get that every 2 or 3 weeks, but I really need to make sure that they are, like this time after the first treatment, that they're taking this the right way, that they are not already getting issues with the disinfectant that I just used. Usually that stuff is fine, but you can't keep the plant in the sun. If you have the plant in the sun, then the alcohol just increases the likelihood that something will burn, that you will get any kind of skin burn. Chemical burns can happen very easily when they have already gotten a little damage like that. So let me see. Okay, a little bit of pumice here. Pumice, great mineral, very useful for rooting too. I'm trying to get the organic stuff that's below, trying to get that a little deeper. I want that there, but for the first contact between the wound and all, I would like to have a little pumice here. I will get a little more just to put over that. And then I will root them in pumice. Pumice should be really dry most of the time. Okay, good. So let's put them here. This one here. And this one on the other side. These have great flowers. I really like them. It's good that we have taken a few cuttings. This will go in the greenhouse now. I want to protect it a little bit from the sunlight, from the worst sunlight. Maybe a little on the side in the shade. Okay, yeah, that will allow me to have control over the wound. I want to have a little control over how much water the wound gets here. And inside here we can just water it from time to time. This is one of the best hybrids that I have grown here. Really good flower. I've been propagating it. I've been sending cuttings to the Echinopsis work group. to make sure that this thing is propagated. And yeah, now we're getting a few plants for breeding with it. Since I started taking cuttings, the plants have barely flowered anymore. In my opinion, you have to decide if you want to propagate or if you want the plant to flower and produce seeds. Having both together is really difficult. Okay. So let's have a look. I wanted to have a look at the chili over there. Let me see. This is one of the ones that we have grown here. Oh, look at this. This one came down. Yeah, the plant's really full of chili. I'm not sure if it at one point runs out of energy. I will take this one down. Neem oil is it's an extract from a plant. I can't tell you the botanical name right now, but it has that ability that when you use it as a pesticide, the insects, the pests will stop eating. It kind of in some way messes with them, and that's why it's often used in as an organic kind of fertilizer. It's not so bad compared to others, but you got to keep in mind that when you're using an oil, the fact that you're using an oil is already everything that's in the soil will not make it. Or at least most of what's in the soil will not make it when you're using a oily pesticide. That alone is already kind of has an effect, and the neem in addition has that kind of active ingredient that should be in the oil too. Sometimes when they are chemically extracting the neem, then you only have the effect of the oil. You really have to get the good kind of oil. Not sure how they are calling it in English, warm extraction, cold extraction. I think the cold extracted oil has the active ingredients and the other one doesn't. And the active ingredient is a huge bonus of neem oil when you get it. Like I said, any kind of oil, when you're using it as a pesticide, it will usually take care of the insect problem that you have because the oil kind of messes them up. Yeah. But it doesn't have if it's just the classic mass extracted kind of oil, then all the little details are gone. So make sure when you're getting a neem oil, make sure that it's one that where the extraction process actually keeps the ingredients alive. I can talk on food safety. That is something that I'm not really qualified to speak on. I can only tell you this, that neem is often used. I think neem is often used in organic gardening. In regards to the food safety, I think what I've read, it is relatively safe. But with that kind of stuff, giving these general, I can't tell you, but in general, they have recommended that for organic gardening a lot. They have been pushing that kind of a pesticide. But again, I have used neem a few times, and in the past, it's not something that I like to use. The plants that where I used it on, I had 10 or 15% that had skin problems afterwards, and they did not stop. They continuously lingered on. So if you're treating plants with oil, with any kind of oil, that can happen. There are just some plants that don't take oil well. So yeah, it's a constant, when you're doing that kind of organic gardening, or when you're trying to garden without the really heavy pesticides, then you run into trouble fast, because there's not so much that really effectively does the job. And the neem is one of the better ones, from what I've been told. I have used it maybe 15 times in my life, and most of the times it was okay. But there were situations when afterwards some plants were lost plants just because of the pesticide. Hey, welcome to the live stream. Thank you for being here. great to see you. Yeah, okay. So I think we will have to open these up for the seeds. I'm not sure why this one came down. It's actually green. I mean, I think this hasn't ripened the way the other one has ripened. Maybe I blasted it down with the water. Let me see. It's pretty bad. Look at this. It's filling the whole picture. I love it. Yeah, thank you. I will read the comment out loud. Someone had commented that it acts as an organic insecticide, miticide, and fungicide. It helps deter common pests like spider mites, aphids, and fungus gnats by disrupting their feeding and reproductive cycles. That sounds like from a book. Great. Thank you. That's really great. That is a perfect definition. Thank you. Yeah. And it's been a lot of people use it. I also know others that use other kinds of oil. You know, like just the fact that you're using an oil can already solve the problem if you do it often enough. But again, it's a very everything that's in the soil is usually gone when you're doing it. You know, it's not really something that you do if you want to have a living soil. You know, like once you're doing that, a lot of the living is done. So I really try only using it if it's really important. And I usually try to use it on crested plants because the crested plants are the ones where I had the most issues with. Let me show you. I have a big TPM that I'm letting grow tall. And that plant, I've had to treat it last year. This is the one. And here you can see these kind of skin problems that it got there. That is already spider mites causing damage. So now this is at a point where I think we should spray it again sometime soon. Really consider doing that. Because you have these dry spots here, you know? This is classic mealybug, not spider mite, mealybug damage on a crest. The crest grows here. This is so inviting for them due to some reason that it's really hard to do. No, it's okay. So what's happened here, by the way? We need to pull this one forward again. This one has fallen over. Let me see. Let's get the cactus grabber and then we're pulling it back because it is actually growing a fruit. This comes out of the way. It is so difficult to do what I do here and always clean up everything afterwards. Okay, so let's see. I want to pull that plant forward because it's a hybrid called Ulf Merbold, Sörensia telegonoides hybrid, and I reported it last year. But let me see. Okay, it's kind of hard to keep it up here. I don't think we can keep it up. This is going to be hard. Yeah, this plant in nature, it constantly breaks off. That species is just not straight, just not something that grows columnar and only columnar. You see the angle that this grows in, and that is just the normal angle that you see in this species. So yeah, we might have to, I don't know, this is pressing against the window with the fruit. And that is why I considered moving it forward. But I'm not really seeing any kind of angle that we can achieve here easily. You know, let's maybe put this one like this. Still got to empty out the greenhouse here. There's still a bunch of plants that need to come out. Let's start with that. This will come out. This growing a fawn. I really want to try moving most of the plants out of the greenhouse before we are moving them back in, because a lot of them will not come back into the greenhouse anymore in winter. I have to sort out. It's just like that. So we will have to have a look at every single pot. What's this? I wanted to get that plant. There's a plant below that I would really like to get out. I need to put the camera aside 1 second, and then I will get the plant, and then I'll get the camera again. Give me a second, okay? Ow, 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 ow. Okay, there it is. Okay. So this one comes out. This is one of my own hybrids between Teleflora and Schaffery Yellow. Friend of mine has one of these two. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. This one here, let's discuss it. This is a great plant. I'm glad that I found this. I didn't think I had that. Let me see. Oh no, it's something else. It's something else. It's a Loxanthinopsis hybrid by Michael Kiesling. It's such a shame. This has the same body than my Teleflora hybrids. But it's Loxanthocereus hybrid, Bloody Morning Star. Yeah, Bloody Morning Star, Michael Kiesling hybrid, 9 centimeter flower. But this is kind of nice. We will report that. Yeah, I like this kind of popping, and you see that sometimes. I've seen it on that Teleflora hybrid. In that case, it was Telegonus crossed with Grandiflora, something like that. And in this case, Loxanthocereus crossed with something else. I'm not sure what the parents are, but this is pretty unique. Yeah, this will go into a bigger pot. We'll get a new soil. I like this. We will keep this. We will treat this nicely. We will be kind to it. Yeah, thank you. I really like it for that reason. So let's see. This is a plant that I have in my eye because I'm planning to do time lapse again, and this could be perfect in regards to the angle that the flower opens up. I wanted to place one on the right, one on the left, and yeah, this could have the right size. I think Telegonoides hybrid too. So these come out. These need to come into a bigger pot. I hate it. I hate all that. The cacti are spiny. Repotting is a lot of work, and we will have to do it. Oh, but this one is good again. So this one got a new soil. Sally hybrid, I think. Sally F2. Yeah, let's keep it out over the summer. This is another Hildewinterer that we can put in a Hildewinterer pot, actually. For now, it's okay. They don't really need a huge pot, but this is something that I would love to grow in a hanging basket pot. And while we're here, check out the update here. Check out the pumpkin. I fertilized it. I watered it again. And the bees are loving it. Yeah, it's nice to have such a plant in the garden. Like looking at how much the insects go crazy when they see it. I'm always happy when I walk past this plant. Because for one, the insects that are on it, they always look like they are having a great time. Like they are really enjoying the pollen. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? It was a magpie. There was a magpie that just flew over. I love it. I love magpies. They're such amazing birds. Okay, yeah. So the goal is to empty this greenhouse out eventually. This needs a sunny spot because this can flower. I will put that on the shelf in the other greenhouse, and then it gets a little bit more sun. Okay, yeah, and I also want to look into the other greenhouse to see if there's anything that's flowering in there. This one we could also use for time lapse. I think it's a Reinhard Liske hybrid from Wörlitz Cantora. Oh yeah, I forgot. We need to harvest this one here. This is a fruit of Cyrenzia telegonoides hybrid too. I will not. Nobody will be eating the magpie here. They're my guests. I like them. They are always welcome to stay. Nobody will be eating them in my garden. So yeah, this goes into the sun here. Okay. Yeah, and I need to water. I need to fertilize. Maybe we should do it. Maybe we should do it right now because I still have a little bit of fertilizer in the water attachment, and we could just do that because it's so sunny. It's going to be hot again today. We're going to have a really hot day. Here's the little gardening corner, by the way, that I'm building. I want to improve that some more in the next couple of weeks. I don't know what, but we will get bigger and bigger plants for the background here. And eventually this will be a nice little corner in the middle of the jungle. That's how I imagine it. Okay. So let's do this. I will put up the fertilizer attachment here. Let me discuss it again. This is from Parkside. And it's not an ad, you know, like this is Gardena. We're using different brands here. I'm just saying which one I'm using here. You see, just trying to get into the glove here. Okay, let's put this thing on, and then we're fertilizing that one greenhouse that gets the most sun. That one greenhouse, everything that's in there flowers earlier, but also dehydrates much faster. That greenhouse gets light in the morning. Oh, come, I need to put the smartphone down. Okay. So let's go there. By the way, everything that we reported now, a little bit of fertilizer for the start might not be a bad idea. Yeah, and most of the soil that you see here, this is coconut fiber. Coconut fiber. This one here is the one where we took off the cuttings. Gotta make sure that when the plant now gets full sun here, that it's not suddenly dehydrating, which could happen. Gotta be careful when you have changed the position of a plant. Make sure that to keep an eye on it in the first day or two. If that thing turns white within the first day, you want to see it fast. No worries, all good. Just fertilizing a little here with the new Parkside attachment here, and it's okay, it's good. I can't really tell how much fertilizer it's giving off, so I took the minimum that I could take. Really the minimum. Yeah, and that's good. What's there? Thank you very much. Thanks for nothing. I'm constantly knocking everything over that's here on the corner. This is a position like the plant that is on that corner is usually having a bad time. I'm constantly knocking it over, pulling it over with the water hose. It just happens. Okay. My leg is barely functioning. I'm really glad when I'm done with this. Like every time I'm pulling the water hose, my muscles really cause problems. So yeah, these are the seedlings from the live stream, by the way, that I'm fertilizing now. All grown in our winter live stream. You can really see the beginnings in December maybe. So this Amun-Re that I want to fertilize, this one's flowering here. Check it out. Yeah, exactly. We will see how that goes with the minimum. It's just, it would be good if you had more control over that kind of stuff, over the fertilizer. But yeah, it's okay. Gotta be careful. There's a nest in the corner there. See it? And these are paper worth, so I'm not really worried. I just gotta make sure that I'm not that I'm not spraying them directly. Little bit water here and there is not going to hurt them, but I don't want to make them angry. Yeah, a lot of the plants that are here, they are here for a reason. This is the stuff that I wanted to have on a good spot, on a good sun exposed spot. They are getting water all the time, because otherwise this spot could be too hot, too dry long term. So without watering, without fertilizing, you can't keep them here during the main summer. And right now I'm watering these every 2 days, 2 or 3 days, like twice a week. Otherwise they would be dropping the flower buds. This one here, I moved into this greenhouse. Was in the other greenhouse and had totally shady spot. So now full sun. And it instantly brought it back. It had terminated a little, but a good sunny spot where you get sunlight early in the morning usually brings them back. Yeah, and I need to move all the plants off the shelf eventually in the next couple of weeks or so. I just have to. We need to clean up. We need to already start thinking about the next year, you know? What we will do in winter, where we will keep which plants, which ones will be sorted out and all that stuff. Yeah, and this is nice. Like in the past, when I had phases when mental health wasn't so good, that is always a problem that you have when you have like these mental health tendencies. Sometimes when mental health isn't so good, you are getting overwhelmed with all of that, you know. And when you have a water hose like this, it makes things a little easier. You don't have to carry the water can. You don't have to have a huge sink every time you want to fertilize. This makes things so much easier for me to just keep them clean, to make sure that stuff like mealybug can't really cause an issue. Mealybug do best when they are not disturbed, you know, when they can grow somewhere without water hitting them from time to time. When you're spraying the plants like this, the mealybugs have a really hard time to form the bigger colonies that really hurt, that really mess the plant up. If you have a few, like, mealybug are always an issue. They are one of the worst pests to have. But the really dangerous situations come up when they are somewhere where they can really do their damage without being bothered by the elements. If you move a plant out with mealybug in summer, very often they will heal the infestation. It will outgrow. So yeah. Right now I'm fertilizing and I'm watering to make sure that when we're repotting, that the plants do not look bad when we're repotting them. I really want to have everything in a well hydrated, like the hydration needs to be good so I can see what I want to keep and what not. Like when you're growing little seedlings, the more hydrated they are, the better you see like the little traits that are unique to them. So I always try to have them perfectly hydrated when I'm about to pick what I want to keep and what not. So yeah, and I'm quite happy with everything. I just need to water more in the greenhouses now. Because the temperature, when you have outside temperature of 35, a greenhouse can become like a hot oven. Okay, good. Yeah, I think this is all right. Fertilizing the seedlings a little bit more. Gotta weed them out later. Maybe we might have to repot a few of them. Good. Nice. I hate it. This one comes out. I think these ones we're sorting out. Let me see what the label is. Skin looks too bad. I'm not sure if we want to keep that. Looks like you get an STD from it. Oh. No, this can't be. No. This is not. It's not a Peruvianus. No. You can heal that, like the skin discoloration here. The question is it worth the effort? I'm not sure what it is. It looks a little bit like a Schaffery hybrid from my Schaffery seedlings that I have. And if it's one like that, I would sort it out right away. Let me see. We could take the tips off and try having a little bit of healthy skin there. Yeah, I mean, I think that's what we could leave them the way they are now. And in my opinion, like that fungal infection would come back in winter. Yeah, the tools that I got recently, the equipment, I'm really happy about what we're doing right now. It was so much harder just last year, you know? Okay, yeah. I mean, this is a fungal infection. And this is the type of fungal infection that comes from not being repotted often enough. This should have already been in a bigger pot. And when you have that, then you don't get these skin problems, you know? But it can still heal, you know? It's not that it's completely gone. I believe we will take off the tips here. We will take off the tips to give it a chance. So let me put it on the desk, and then I'm disinfecting. Then we're taking off the tip here, and then I'm rooting that. Because if you look at it like this, I don't think this would recover over winter. I think it would quite likely start to just rot. Let me see. How often do you water them? Like right now, I'm watering twice a week, definitely. Maybe more often from time to time. Depends on how hot it is, you know. And I'm only watering during the main flower season. Later, I'm done with the watering. Maybe in September, I'm only watering once. In October, maybe one last time, but probably not. I think I will stop watering in September. And the later the season, the less I water. I'm mostly watering them to get them to flower, to give them enough energy to flower. Okay. So yeah, I want to take off the tips here and here. And then we will let them callus in the sun. And then I hope we can grow a clean piece of it. I'm not sure what it is right now. The label that's on it is probably for another plant. This was Riverland Peruvianus. That's not it. That's not it. So yeah, let's take off the tip here. Looks clean. I like that. This one here too. But that's why I say you could also try to heal them. Right now, I basically took away all the active growth. For sake of complexity, let's take this one off too. And I will take it off completely because it doesn't look so bad compared to the others. Maybe it will grow out. And this will go somewhere, a good spot where it gets water all the time. I will put these out in the sun. Usually you wouldn't put something out that isn't fully calloused, but I really don't care about these. And they have just a few more months of summer left to actually fully callus. If I try to handhold this thing, this fungal infection will never heal. So the plan right now is to give it full sun. Maybe I can get this thing to pop. Yeah, full sun to keep the skin problem under control. And if it fails, we still have these two. These will get calloused on the shelf. Yeah, so this will go into full sun, and then we will see how it will develop later on. It could definitely be that this is popping and giving you a clean pop later. You only need one clean pop, and everything else doesn't matter anymore later, you know, like with these, both look clean. When I'm callousing them, this should be able to be rooted without having a return of that. But of course, if you grow that under the same conditions that allowed this to happen, then it can happen again. So yeah, you see. Yeah, okay. Good. So let's take down that fruit over there. I want to harvest that fruit on the Sörensia telegonoides hybrid, and then we're ending the live stream. Candidate for grafting? Yes, could be. We could graft with it. What happened here? Oh. We could graft on it. When I have an infection like that, I really try to avoid grafting, because when you're grafting, a little contamination in the wound can already be enough. And I feel like the way this thing looked, this whole plant looked, I don't believe we can keep this thing clean in a way that it wouldn't come through in grafting, you know? So for now, I think I will leave it. I would just try to callus it. Grafting would be a possibility, and it might even have higher chance of success than what I'm doing here. What I will be doing is I will placing it on a shelf, just letting the wound callus a little bit, letting it heal. You have two options every time you're cutting something like this. You can graft it, or you can try rooting it. And with grafting, if you already have a contamination, makes it harder, makes it a little bit harder. You have to show that to me. Would love to see what you mean. I'm not sure how it looks like what you're describing, but it sounds interesting. Okay, so this one I wanted to put in a pot. This is a Hildewinterer, and this needs to be in the soil now, by the way. So let's do that. I want to use mineral medium for that. Nothing but mineral medium to root this wound here. I think it got a little frost damage over winter, so now it really counts. So I will try to have it in this pot, hanging basket pot. Let's put it in here, and I will fill it with little pumice, just washed pumice, and then hopefully this thing will start to root. So here we will be filling up with this. You see, just need something to scoop it out. Yeah, let's get this here. Okay. See the dust? That's what I try to avoid. Like when you're moving the pumice, sometimes it's really dusty. I really try not to inhale them. So yeah, this one we will take off. This is a hybrid called Daniela, and I want to take down the fruit here. When it's changing the color, when it's turning yellow, that is usually a sign that it's ripe. Also, another sign is when it's splitting open. Also happened here. I just need to get the little scissor, then we're cutting it down. You can also use a little fruit cutter, something like that, you know. Bread knife, everything that allows you to take something down. I need to take a break. So we will probably end the live stream sooner. I need to take a break. I'm having a bad, like the heat's really hard on me with the muscles. The hotter it gets, the more difficult it gets with the heat, with the muscles. Okay, so let's take this down here. I will cut it off right here, but not on the plant. I want to cut it off on the fruit. Yeah, I want to leave this thing behind, and this will mean that eventually this will dry up. This poor snail had eventually kind of got stuck on it, I believe. So let's move this in the shade, and then we will have a look what we have here. Sörensia telegonoides hybrid, Daniela. Another hybrid of my own. But I'm not sure who the breeder is. Could be someone like Rainer Heise. Okay, let me see. Yeah, this is okay. Yeah, nice. Could be self-fertile the way it looks. Like looking at the seeds and all, I used the Lobivia as fodder. And in view of that, this is a really healthy looking fruit. With telegonoides, with Sörensia telegonoides, that species is often self-fertile. And the reason, like the fact that Sörensia telegonoides is self-fertile also is probably part of was responsible for the rumor that Spachianus is self-fertile, you know, like because sometimes they are, sometimes they aren't. And this species is usually misidentified as Spachianus all the time. They have a very Spachianus-like appearance from time to time. Yeah, and if you would post it, people would call it a Spachianus every day. The other one that I have here, that Ulf Meerbold, that's the same. Like people would also call it Spachianus. Yeah. Do the fruits have a smell? Yeah, it smells like salad. It smells like cucumber salad. Something like that. Yeah, really, like when you're eating fresh salad with cucumbers, you know, like these, I don't know how they are called. Like, I think it's cucumbers in English. The big ones, you know, that look a little bit like, I don't know, like a cucumber. Okay, so good. I think this is enough for now. Getting ready for taking off now. Just wanted to thank you all again for having been here again with me. Thank you for always being here with me. I appreciate it. I'm trying to, if the resolution is low, I'm trying to improve it. If the camera is dirty, I'm cleaning it. From time to time when you're gardening, when you're out in the elements and you're trying to record it, it's not easy. Thank you. I greatly appreciate it. It would be so much less fun if I were here alone. You know, I would still do it. Thank you. Thank you. So cucumber is the right word, and it really smells like one. Tomorrow we will clean the seeds. We will clean that in a sieve. Yeah, and we will repot some more. I think today we will get the new coconut fiber, and tomorrow then we will try to repot again. Thank you guys for having been here. I love what we do. This live stream is amazing. I really enjoy what I do here. So I hope you enjoy it too. I will be back again tomorrow, same time. Thank you for having been here. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Thanks.